So a few weeks ago, my followers voted on what event I should focus on practicing next, and Clock won the poll. And since that poll, I've had a whole bunch of people message me and go, hey, how's Clock going? Well, I'm happy to report back and say that Clock is fantastic. I am loving it. I wanted to put out a little video kind of talking about my experience with Clock so far and why that is. First off, the hardware has been oddly satisfying to use. It's a small thing, but this is the clock that I've been practicing on the most. And the thing about Clock is that out of the box, the clock isn't super usable. But if you take all the screws out of these little screw joints and you tape the clock together instead, it becomes a whole lot faster. So these black things on the side I got from the Cubicle, they're sticky tape, and it's 3D printed, so this surface is flat, so that if I set the clock down, it doesn't roll away. The fact that I have to mod my own clock is kind of satisfying, honestly. It feels a little bit more personal, and the clocks turn way better than I thought they would. I haven't really practiced clock much since the old Shengshao clocks and whatever were the meta. So the hardware has been really, really fun, and the fact that I have to mod it makes it feel a little more personal. I found clock methods to be very deep and interesting to learn about. I previously only learned the flip method, but finding out all of the math and the depth that there is to 7 simul and no flip methods has also been super, super interesting to me. The third thing is that once you get in a groove with one of these methods, you really have to think super hard during practice sessions, like memorizing all the information, following the pattern over and over again, repeating the exact same thing for a long time, turns out to make a practice session that's extremely deep and extremely satisfying. And then another thing that I really like about Clock is that I like big cubes because when I compete in 7x7, I pick up the cube and I'm kind of nervous, but I get into a flow state over the course of the solve. And for whatever reason with Clock, it's just very I don't get nervous when I try to compete in it, and I've seen that this is true for most other people. And also, I really like how buttoned down the regulations are around Clock. There really have been no major high-profile incidents of Clock competing going poorly. It's not hard for organizers to run. It's fun to compete in, and competing is one of my favorite parts of the cubing experience. If you haven't already figured it out, this is an April Fool's video. Clock is not my favorite event. The opposite of everything I have said so far is true, and I will explain why I very strongly do not like Clock and my actual thoughts on it in just a second. Previous slide, I'm sponsored by the Cubicle. If you agree with me that Clock kind of sucks, use code TRUE at the Cubicle for 5% off your entire order. Okay, so actual thoughts on Clock and how it's gone. First off, there's only one viable clock. I don't like the new Astar one. The Qi clock is the best one. And the fact that I have to tape the clock together and deal with these splits in the side of the clock, I don't like that there's only one clock available. I don't like that I have to mod it in order for it to be good. I like there being a variety of puzzles in an event because there is a certain joy that comes with experimenting with different puzzles and finding one that fits me. That's not a real complaint though. The bottom 3 are the main reasons I seriously don't enjoy Clock, and I'm not going to keep practicing it. The main reason is that Clock methods are really shallow and repetitive. Every single 7 simul solve feels the exact same. There are tiny skips that you can do, but every memo feels the same and every execution follows the exact same hand movements. Yes, sometimes you're turning a dial up versus down or a little more versus a little less, but once you learn the method, every solve is the exact same thing, and it gets really boring really fast. That means that practice is a total slog, because not only does every solve feel the same, there is zero margin for error. If I'm off by 1 tick anywhere in my memo or in my execution, the entire solve gets DNF'd, which is really annoying, especially because in a long practice session, if I start to get tired and I mess up one solve and I keep messing up, the whole session just goes off a cliff. So practicing isn't fun. The methods are extremely uninteresting, and competing, I made the facetious comment earlier about the world's clock incident, but also competing in Clock with nerves sounds horrible to me. It's such a precise turning-based event, I would not want to care about it. go into a competition with nerves that affect my precise turning so much and just get frustrated with how bad my at-home times are versus in competition. So like from the perspective of skill ceiling, because the only real skill you have to develop in clock is turning quickly. From the perspective of method depth, like how many different points of knowledge or ability are there that you can grow in order to solve clock quickly? Clock is bad at both of those. Practice depth is literally just spam solves, and those sessions are just do as many solves as you can as fast as you can. And the experience of competing. From all these angles, clock just seems like a really bad event. Like, I understand the upsides to it in theory, but it amazes me how many competitors, especially younger kids that I've met, won't learn a parity alg, but are super down to learn 7 simul and just love clock. I understand why, right? If you're one of those people who just loves clock, fine, enjoy clock. Like, I'm not saying it's wrong to have fun with clock. I just find the event to be highly, highly disinteresting. I think if you're somebody that values an event that is very simple, clock is great because you can put in a very finite amount of work on the front end. There's a learning curve to 7 simul, but once you learn it, you know everything there is to know about clock essentially. And from there, it's just do solves to get faster. So being at a point where you can podium feels more in reach. If you're somebody who likes repetitive or simple practice experiences, clock is great. I think that's why clock tends to skew younger, because young kids can learn a method that feels hard to learn, even though it's fairly straightforward. It's just a matter of repetition. And then they feel accomplished because they learned something hard and they're able to do something that most other cubers haven't invested time into. And then by just doing a very simple practice loop, they get instant feedback that they're getting faster. And then it's much faster to get to the point where they're podiuming at competitions, which is even more motivating, etc. So I understand if you're somebody who enjoys clock, go enjoy it. I just think that for all the reasons that I enjoy other aspects of cubing, clock meets pretty much none of those things. So based on that, I'm just not going to invest more time into it. I'm glad I learned 7 simul. It's interesting. It gave me respect for people who can memo 7 simul like instantly. It still takes me beyond 15 seconds of inspection, although I'm like close to that mark now. So next event I'm going to work on is Pyrrha. And the reason I'm going to work on Pyraminx next is because in the poll, clock was first place and then blind, and then Mega and Pyrrha tied for third. I'm not going to do blind yet because blind is going to be part of like, I'll learn blind, multi-blind, 4-blind, 5-blind kind of all in a row. And I know that if I start blind right now, it's going to get super interrupted because I have so much traveling I'm going to be doing over the summer. So probably Pyraminx for now. And then I might do Megaminx before or during like the summer travels and going all over the place. Or I might just stick with Pyrrha as my focus for that point. And then after that, blind will probably be the thing that I work on for like the fall season of this year. But yeah, clock is objectively a really dumb event, but if you enjoy it, you're welcome to go have fun doing dumb stuff. I have fun going to Disneyland, playing Mario Kart, and drinking Slurpees almost every day. So it's okay to enjoy dumb stuff as long as you are self-aware enough to admit that the thing you're enjoying is dumb.